Hello, good people. Another day. We thank God we have met once more. And welcome to the Save Happy Life channel. Today, we want to be a little kinder. We bring our children closer to us. And this is the story for the day. I recently had an opportunity to sit by the mighty Nile for a quiet May moment. And a canoe was paddled by two young men. We shall call one the coxswain because he's the one who had the two pandos on both sides. And the second young man, we shall call him maintenance engineer in quotes, because he was busy with a plastic container that he kept draining water out of the boat. I think the boat had a crack somewhere and water kept seeping into the inner part of the boat. And this young man was very busy removing the water as soon as it got into the boat. The two men were quite busy because they had to keep the boat afloat and they had to keep moving on the water. And they had their third core business while they were in the water. This was fishing. So they kept throwing their nets into the water looking for fish. And my thoughts were drawn to the teamwork of the pair. And I looked at them and I thought of our children who are going through the Nile of teenage life. These two had to keep their eye on the goal, that was fish. They kept casting their net into the water and pulling it out, hoping that it will have caught some fish. As they did that, they had to keep moving and they had to ensure that there is no water getting into the boat. It was a delicate act of balancing. A small mistake and they would have been a disaster for the two young men. And this is the life of our children. We must, as parents, encourage them to keep the eye on the goal. They must cast their net for the fish of life. Parents, we must keep reminding our children that they are in school for a reason and a season. Reason to get the education, season 4 years if they're in high school. Some of them, even the season is shorter. If they're in Form 4, they are there for 2-3 months and they are done. They must be reminded that the road is not easy. Nothing is easy in life. If there was anything easy in life, all the people who train as athletes in our country called Kenya, they would all be gold medalists. All the people who try their hands in business and manufacturing, they would all be Chris Kerubis or Manu Chandarias. But they are not, because nothing is easy. Life is a struggle and nobody gets it easy. They must be patient to navigate through chemistry, geography, mathematics, art, home science, and all. The environment is not stress-free. We should never ever tell them that they must be stress-free. What we should tell them is that they will have pressure, and this is how to manage the pressure. The water is deep in terms of the demands that education system has on them, the demands the society has on them, the demands that even themselves have on themselves and their peers have on them. The demands are many, but they must keep afloat. Negative influences, like the water seeping into the boat, will get into their lives. We are not promising them a life free of negative influences, but the wisdom to keep fetching that water out of the canoe and throwing it out is what they need to have. They must know these negative influences, the characters that come to teach them other things other than what we as parents have taught them, other than what the teachers have taught them, other than what the church or the religious groups have taught them. They must be ready and quick to get them out of their lives before they ruin their good. I once said, it is that drop of ink that falls into a bucket full of green water that changes the color of the water. So they must be ready to flush out bad elements, bad influence in their life as soon as they get into contact with them. Let us remind them that teenage is a phase. And for some, if for example they are 18 years, they have a very few years before they get into young adulthood. Teenage is a phase, and with every sunrise and every sunset, they are getting out of that phase slowly and surely, slowly and surely. And as sure as the sun or as the day is 24 hours, it will never be 23. It cannot be 28. They cannot do anything about the phase they are going through. They just must be patient. Everybody who is 30, who is 40, who is 90 passed through that phase of life. Let us keep them close to us so that they do not sink in case their boat leaks, but rather have the wisdom to flush out the water as quickly as it gets into their life. Have you subscribed? If I've spoken to you today, kindly share this clip and let us keep encouraging one another as parents that our children belong to us. They are given to us free by God, and we have a responsibility to ensure that we deliver the promise that is of taking care of them and ensuring that they mature into responsible adults ready to serve the universe. Thank you very much. God bless you.